Hi, I'm Carl Schilling, and I'm the founder and the CEO of the Advocacy Network. And you've been invited here today to meet with us about financial fitness. You've been invited by a financial concierge, and we'll talk to you a little bit about that relationship in a second. I wanted to share with you a little more about the Advocacy Network to give you an idea about who we are, what we do, and how we do it. To date, we have saved our members over $8 million. Now, those savings have come in the form of monies that would have been lost to scams or fraud or predatory sales tactics. Our mission at Advocacy, since we started over 7 years ago, our mission has been very simple. We want to eliminate all forms of financial victimization, and we do that by creating awareness, providing financial literacy education, which is always free in the form of workshops, and lastly, helping people just like yourself become financially independent. And that's what we're here today to do. I'm going to spend about 15, 20 minutes of your valuable time to share with you some of the important issues on financial fitness and why it's so important that you start out 2018 and decide that you want to become financially independent. So let's start out by looking at a few little known facts in the arena today. Where does this all begin in financial literacy? First of all, we live in the richest nation in the world. Some argue that we are the richest nation in the history of civilization, so since the beginning of time. Now, that's debatable. However, I think it's very clear that we are the richest nation in the world. But the conundrum, the interesting fact is at the same time, we have the highest level of financial illiteracy in the world. Now, this has been shown to cause a couple of very, very deep problems in our society, but here's one that has consistently been available and going on for over 100 years. And basically, it's called the 100-man story. And really what it shows is that for everyone who reaches 65 and older, they end up in one of three scenarios, okay? They end up dead broke, or financially dependent. Now, that's how 95% of the population ends up. Dead broke, or financially dependent, which means, in essence, the definition of that is they're reliant upon family, friends, social circles, institutions, agencies, churches, or worse, the government, for their financial well-being. Okay? Only 5% reach financial independence. Now, this is in the richest nation in the world. So my question is, where are you headed? What's going to happen with you? Now, the reason the 95% end up in the state they end up in is simply because they have debt just like everybody else. We'll talk briefly about debt, but they pay interest on that debt over their lifetime. They never get to the point where their money earns interest. They always are paying interest. There's only two things you can do with your money. You can earn interest or pay interest. The longer you pay interest, the less time you have to earn interest, the less money you have to earn interest with. The 5% have learned to handle their debt properly, reduce it, and get to the point where their money can earn interest. Their money's working for them. So they create wealth, they accumulate wealth, and thus they become financially independent. It's really not a difficult equation. It's a difficult discipline, but not a difficult equation. And sadly, it happens because most people are just unaware. This is why financial fitness is so important, to help you become aware, okay? Money in 3D, we have a white paper, which you can ask for. We'd be glad. Any financial concierge would be glad to send it to you. But it talks about past you, present you, and future you. And here's the reality. The reality is when you create debt in today's dollars, you have taken money from your future you dollars. You have borrowed money from future you. You have taken that in terms of unearned income. The income future you would earn has now lent that to you to bring it forward today for your lifestyle, your life experience, whatever that may be. Now you're going to pay interest on that. Every interest payment you make on that loan that you gave yourself, not the bank, not the finance company, not the lending institution, it was your money. That loan you made to yourself, you're going to pay interest on. And the dollars that you pay interest on are dollars that you will not have in the future. So they are dollars that can never earn interest for you. And thus, you remain financially dependent at best. Now, your credit worthiness has a lot to do with this, because if you're going to borrow money from future you have to have what's called credit worthiness. And that's where your credit score and your debt, your debt to income, the way you've handled your debt, all these things will factor in based on your credit score. And the lower your credit score, the higher the interest you pay, the more penalties you pay, the more difficult it is for you to borrow money from future you, and the more you have to pay for it, thus keeping you in a deadly cycle of constantly being financially dependent. Now, the 5%, which you want to be part of, which we can help you, has learned that wealth accumulation is a major part. So they've learned that saving, investing, reducing debt, and having excellent credit in order to pay the least amount of interest in things on their debt, in order to have the things they want to have today, but to be able to pay off sooner, they've learned that that is the key to becoming financially independent. So what is financial fitness? Well, here's where we start. Financial literacy is simply money awareness. You know, people end up in 3 states in life. They're unaware, they're aware, or they're at awareness. Now, here's what happens. When people are unaware, they don't know what they don't know. They don't know that they don't know. And it's impossible to know something you don't know. This is what's happened with our financial literacy. No one has educated people from 5th grade, 3rd grade, 6th grade, middle school, high school, into college about how money works, why money works the way it is, how the government controls money in their sense, how finances work, what economics really mean. No one's learned these things. For the most part, high school students don't even know how to balance a checkbook. They don't even know that such things exist. So many, many people are stuck in a state of unawareness. Now, at aware, they now learn that there's something I didn't know. I know something now that I didn't know before, and I have the ability to find out more about that. Now, at awareness, they're actually able to use that. They're able to say, oh, you know, I've taken everything I've become aware of and I've used it to my own strength, my own usefulness. So that is where money awareness, how it works, how it impacts your life, is going to come into play for you. Now, the second part of financial fitness is financial fiscal responsibility. This is how you manage your money, the money that you do have. And over 90% of American families mismanage their money. I mean, that's just a fact. It's not a critique. It's a reality. So once you learn more about money management, we're not talking about being, we're talking about making all kinds of sacrifices. We're talking about a matter of just personal discipline and understanding certain things and having better money management. That includes reducing debt so that you pay interest for less amounts of time. So it also includes how you take care of your bills, your budgeting, and then, of course, and again, a very big part of it is how you handle your credit, because your credit is the ability you have to get money from future you. With bad credit, you can never tap into future you. So you need to keep good credit. You need to have the highest credit score possible so that you can get the things you need to get, okay? Now, wealth accumulation and estate planning all becomes part of that as well. Now, the last piece to this in financial fitness is something called financial victimization, because the longer you stay unaware, the longer you are outside fiscal responsibility, the longer you don't have to accumulate money, the more you become victimized. You become a target for predators. You become a target for scams and fraud. This is how people lose their life savings. This is how people lose money. This is how people make poor money decisions, okay? It's all about financial victimization. Now, we're here to cover all those areas in one key grouping, which is financial fitness. So how do you start? Well, here's what's going to happen. Your financial concierge, which we're going to speak about in a moment, will simply get you this financial fitness assessment. It's that simple. See what kind of shape you're in right now. Just like going to the doctor. Okay, you go to the doctor for a physical, the doctor's going to run some tests. He's going to say, hey, let's see what's going on now. And then ultimately the doctor's going to come back and he's going to make some diagnoses. Now, those diagnoses come from the fact that the doctor now knows what kind of shape you're in now, what needs to be fixed up, what needs to be helped so that next week, next month, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, you can be healthier. It's no different in your finances. It's a financial fitness assessment. Part 1 talks about some of your expenses, okay? how they're handled, how you do it, what's going on, how much is going out. Part 2 talks about your assets and your ability for monies. Where are you? But look down here and you'll see right down here, do you have a 750 plus credit score so that you can save the most money and give you the most comfort? Now, what that really means, control and comfort, but what that really means there is this. When you have a lower credit score, it impacts every aspect of your life. Your ability to get a mortgage, you're going to pay a higher interest rate or maybe not even qualify. Your ability to get a car loan, you're going to pay a higher interest rate or maybe not even qualify. Your ability to get a job, there's going to be some questions and answers. And if you have a low credit score and a bad credit record, a bad credit history, sometimes they won't employ you. Your ability, and sometimes you can even get terminated based on that. Sometimes also your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your life insurance, other aspects of your life can be impacted by low credit scores. You pay more. You have to pay out more dollars in order to have the protections and the coverages, paying higher premiums on your auto and homeowners insurance. These are all things that add up. Higher interest rates on your credit cards, never being able to qualify for a lower interest rate or not even qualifying for credit cards, okay? So all those areas come from your credit score. So what we're really going to talk to you about and help you with is we can take care of that. We have a total financial fitness plan that will protect you, make your family secure in all areas, but it will also take a great snapshot and help you with your credit. Now, your financial concierge comes to you as a very, very strong relationship. This is basically someone who can walk you through all of the minefields of financial planning, okay? Nothing totally big sophistication, massive investment things, no, but normal, everyday financial planning that a middle-class earner needs to understand so they can become financially independent, because they can. So awareness, a big part of it. We mentioned that. We want you to become fully aware. Educationally, awareness is going to be very important, to know what you don't know right now, or to find out what you don't know, or to know more of what you should know, okay? The financial concierge is going to be able to provide you solutions. All these solutions combined can take you to financial independence. That's where they want to be at the end of the day. They want you to become financially independent, and they are there to help hold you accountable to taking action. So you need somebody sometimes to nudge you into taking action, because sometimes people like to procrastinate. It's human nature. Now, the actions will help you reduce debt, debt reduction, credit repair. Make sure that your credit is 750 and above. And then all the future planning and actions you need to become financially independent are all going to come from your financial concierge. Okay, your mission in life is to become financially independent as you're going along. Yes, you need to enjoy your life today, lifestyle, life experience, but at the same time, you have to be taking present you out to future you, so that future you is going to enjoy an independent life where they don't have to be dependent on others, the government at worst, or other things. That's what you want. That's what you want for your family. So it's a relationship. It's all based on the premise that your best interest is our only concern. Your best interest is the only concern a financial concierge has. They win and you win, okay? Both of you are heading for financial independence. The financial concierge, by taking people to financial independence, is becoming financially independent themselves. So you are in it together. It's a team. You know, what's in it for you? Well, here's what's in it for you. At the end of the day, a better lifestyle, a better life experience, more enjoyment, more security, more of the ability to know that your family is going to be well taken care of no matter what happens today. Okay, more to know that your future is going to be brighter and looking better, and that you are not going to have to pick up a phone and ask somebody for help at any point in time, because you're going to be totally financially independent. That's what's in it for you. And if you look at the little graphic, you can see that it's all about financial independence, which drops down to you and your financial concierge. And FES, Financial Education Services, is who we strategically aligned with for the start. The first step to your financial independence is the FES Protection Plan. The financial concierge will discuss that with you. The FES Protection Plan is going to assure the fact that your credit record is going to become the best it can be. You're going to be fully educated on how to make sure that happens. You're going to be shown how and also helped in repairing anything that's on there now. You're going to have legal help from the credit perspective. If there's creditors or people chasing you or anything going on, you'll have the legal protection to make sure that all the laws are taken care of. You'll have credit monitoring. You'll have identity theft. You'll have debt reduction software to make sure that you can reduce your debt. You will also have estate planning. You'll have a living trust. You'll have will planning, and you will have power of attorneys for both health concerns and as well as mental issues at that point in time, conservatism and things of that nature. So you will have all that. You'll have a financial lockbox. All of these come together with several other little benefits at a very, very affordable monthly price, and it will assure that your family is fully secure and you are on the pathway, the first step to financial independence. That's really what that's all about. So let's summarize the whole thing today. First of all, you want to get started today. Your financial concierge is going to call you back. So you should expect their call. They're going to get back in touch with you. They're going to show you that assessment, and they're going to want to see that you could answer the questions on the assessment for your own benefit, your own well-being. It's what's in it for you. It's all about you. It's your hard work. It's your money, okay, at the end of the day. It's your family. It's the future of your family. It is your future. So you must know a couple of things about these issues, okay? First of all, nothing changes until you do, okay? If you're going to keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. That's just the way it is. You know, Einstein always said that definition of insanity was continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Now, sadly, many people are just unaware about finances and money, and so they make mistakes with money. I'd say probably 90% of our society today has some serious problems managing money. And it's not their intention, it's not their fault, it's simply that they're unaware and they haven't been taught certain things, okay? So that can be taken care of. That should be your first primary priority, is to make sure that you take the first step to financial independence. So your enemy in this is procrastination. By procrastinating, you're just simply going to stay in the same pathway, okay? Right now, I'm speaking to you more than likely, because you're even here listening, you are on the pathway to the 95%. I mean, it's almost etched in stone, okay? In order to get off that pathway and to head down the pathway to 5%, you need to do something different. You need to make a change. We are that change. We will help you every step of the way. Okay, so if you want to be financially independent, if you truly desire that, and it should be the mission for you, then you need to take action. Nothing changes until something happens. You need to take action. Only you can control your future. And today is going to be the beginning of that future for you. Now, as I said, most important relationship between you and your financial concierge. If you don't have a financial concierge, if you are listening to me because you found us over the internet and you're listening to this message, okay, great. Call me, 321-947-3220. I will put you in contact with a financial concierge in your area. We will get it taken care of for you. We are an organization that is committed to making sure that there are no forms of financial victimization. So you have us as a backstop. If you are being contacted by people for investments or some form of money decision and you don't feel comfortable, or you think something could be wrong or something may not be just right, call us, because we do all the due diligence, we do the background, we make sure. We can tell you whether you are in a safe money environment or whether you are at risk. We will be honest and very upfront. We do the due diligence, clear transparency. Saved people $8 million to date. So you can trust us. I can only tell you that our financial concierges are fully trained, developed, and your best interest is the only concern in these matters. Because we know this. We know that if we help you become financially independent, all of us will become financially independent. I'm Carl Schilling. I want to thank you for your time and your attention. And please make sure you get to today with a financial concierge, or you get together uh, and call me, one way or the other. Again, thanks for your time. Have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you real soon.